Alrighty. Oh, I can't wait to start editing videos and then I can just upload all this to a new Weasel section.
Weasel?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call it Weespan. The Weasel Social Public Affairs Network.
You're having an affair?
I mean, who isn't with something?
Okay, well, okay.
Alright. So we got a couple things to talk about. Let me just get this up here.
So I should be yelling here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, everybody yell.
I forgot.
Did you just give me something, or did you try to give me something? Oh, there we go. Appreciate it.
No problem. I just looked in my pockets and remembered that I made these especially for this meeting, so thought I'd go ahead and pass them out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Has anyone heard from Chris
I have
Chris?
not.
No.
for
I didn't get
Paradise?
anything, but here, I'm gonna give you something. Here you go. It's used
Oh,
deodorant.
thank you. I'll use it next time on.
That's kind of personal, man.
All right,
Yeah.
so I wasn't here Monday. Obviously, I was indisposed. Not for the thing I was planning, but you know. Did you guys look at the fast as fuck application or no?
We passed on it since it just came in that day.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will add it to the agenda.
Yeah, we didn't feel like 3 hours prior was enough time for everybody to review it.
No, that's
so-
fine. That's fine. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Add the other.
Ugh.
You okay, sir?
Yeah.
All right. I figure we should start with Crash's application to become a committee member. Figure we should start with that first, and then, you know, depending on what happens, move on with the rest of the meeting.
Was I supposed to submit an application?
No, you had expressed your interest in joining, and I said I would figure it out and pass it on to the committee. Are you still interested in joining the business committee?
I am still interested in joining. From what I saw, not this past Monday, but the Monday previous to that, it felt, I guess because it was an open meeting, it felt a lot of just mostly talking to the community, talking to the citizens here, which, you know, it's definitely something that I'm okay with. Not okay with, but like I'm definitely up for. But I was more wondering about like the actual dealings of like what type of work and whatnot we do. I guess mostly because I'd like to kind of be helpful towards businesses
Mhm.
starting up and whatnot. And I was under the impression that that's what this committee does. And if it is, then yes, I'd like to be a part of that.
So there's still some things up in the air, but let me just get that charter out there. Let me look that up.
We're weak.
But
They
in the
took all
short
of our
term,
powers away.
in the short term, yes, we are the primary level for new businesses and business changes around here.
All right. I'm just going to bring up the charter and just read that to you because it has a bit of descriptions. Let's see. General authority. This is the authority of the business committee. Hold power over review of business applications within the state of Andreas. May also use their position to speak to business owners and employees about problems they are having with their businesses and trying to approach ways to solve said problems. We manage licenses, whether approving or revoking, for all businesses within the state. I can't read. Oh my god. And furthermore are empowered to investigate them for any believed grievances or violations of the business guidebook. They may also, in consultation with the mayor, help to collect business tax money monthly, which is more just licensing fees, not tax. That's a misnomer. We'll give that money to the office of the mayor to be deposited in the state account. Also, the discussion of handing out startup loans. The business committee shall meet regularly with the general majority of its members in the effort to conduct the order of business. At these gatherings, the duly elected business committee chair shall lead the proceedings. We haven't really elected one, it's just kind of whatever. Let's see. Any business-related topic raised by a committee member shall be discussed thoroughly and respectfully given both to the topic itself and each member who wishes to express their thoughts on it before being voted upon for ratification or passage.
Okay.
Responsibilities. Being available and active voices of representation for the citizens and business owners of San Andreas in business-related matters. Ensuring complaints and concerns of the citizens appear before proceedings in regards to business matters. Discussing and encouraging new significant business opportunities. So, applications and trying to bolster people to move into new businesses. Reviewing proposals for businesses and expansions. Reviewing requests for small business loans after approval has happened. Powers. Organize official proceedings and meetings of the business committee. Issue summons to business owners to appear before the committee to discuss issues or whatever else. Investigate businesses in the interest of management of commerce and taxation. Granting or revoking of licenses to businesses. Usage of city hall. May, in consultation with the mayor's office, discuss and approve small business loans. Blah. So basically anything business related, whether it be helping solve people's problems with the business or the business's problems with just anything in general. It's kind of been rougher getting things started, which was why we had the closed meetings at the beginning to try and figure out what the fuck we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, Tim had to basically rewrite the whole thing.
I got it written. We didn't have a charter for the first week and a half. I believe there are still going to be changes to it as Crane works with the rest of the judiciary to help restructure some of the government. But we're basically Chamber of Commerce. We're responsible for helping to solve business issues, promote businesses, promote growth of business, that sort of thing. A lot of business.
Making sure that the businesses are like open and running like they should be, that kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward in all honesty. So.
Yeah, it's now that we've figured it out, it's fairly straightforward. And anything that we're unsure of, we just start knocking on neighboring governmental doors, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Tag, Crane, we need answers.
help.
And it's also anything that we see. Like one of the ones that we saw was that the Card Cafe wasn't hiring anybody and was only open for maybe 30 minutes every 2 weeks. And we kind of lit a fire under Nicole's ass to, hey, straighten out or get what is it? Points,
Potential strikes. Yes, strikes.
Yeah,
There's
potential
strikes.
strikes. So it's one of those we for the most part we try to keep the businesses in line as far as if we see something that's overly egregious. At the end of the day, the owner still has the ability to make their own decisions, but in the event that they're making ridiculous kind of
Yeah.
stuff like that, then that's whenever we step in.
Yeah. We're here to help individually, but we're also supposed to like take in the bigger picture. One of the current issues that we'll be talking about tonight is an ongoing investigation for Paradise. Actually, that's the next one.
Okay. All right.
We concluded, and I mean, look, if you still want to try it, and just to see how it's like after the first, and after the first couple weeks, if you decide it's not for you, you can always step down. It's not like a set in stone thing.
Yeah, I just I hate giving people bad news, right? That's the one thing. But like other than that, yeah, I'm
As the new guy, you're gonna have to do that.
that's probably what's gonna end up happening in all honesty. So
We haven't
You are the
really
intern.
had to so much yet,
Yeah.
so it hasn't been too much of an issue.
all right. Well, I'm willing to give it a shot in all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, at most we've just had to say, hey, this is for attention. Is this something you're working on, or something that needs to be worked on?
Well, with this being an
Yeah, that's-
elected position, is this something we got to go through the mayor's office with first, or
No.
what are we? how
Well,
do
and
we-
that's the other thing. So let's say we have a problem. We kind of discuss the problem. We try to figure out a solution to the problem, and then, like we have been recently, we go to tag and say, "Hey, you're the mayoral cabinet. This is a problem." While we can't personally address it with the business owner, we bring it to the mayoral cabinet and they address it.
Well, we are.
Hold on, I need to step away for just a moment.
I was going to say, I think I hear your phone. I think eventually it's supposed to be us specifically, and not necessarily going through the mayor's office. We will work in conjunction with, but I believe that the business committee will be pushed up more towards the Chamber of Commerce way, and it will be
Right,
its
but-
own kind of thing. We will have our own.
But what I'm saying, if we're
responsibilities.
adding the sixth seat, is that
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
put that in the. Oh, you probably didn't get a chance to read it.
No, I haven't yet. If it's new, I should look.
I put it under proposals. Okay, so I spoke with Crane about the process, and he said we can do it. It'll be done internally. Otherwise it would be the judiciary, because that's where the votes went through the first time. But he said, as the judiciary, that we can do it internally. He said, let's see, we can bring someone onto the committee based on some criteria. An applicant must express a desire to join the committee. They don't necessarily have to go through the vetting process for running that we did, like a health screening and all that stuff.
Okay, cool.
Applicant
I'm
must
looking over
be-
it now. I
Okay.
see now.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I didn't
pretty
notice that
straightforward.
this morning.
No, that's fine. I posted it, I think, around noonish, so it's fine. But yeah, I did speak to Crane after Crash expressed interest to figure it out, and he said that we can do it internally.
Sweet.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Hey, handsome.
All right.
Hi. Oh,
so
Is it
I
just
guess-
Crane in a raccoon mask?
No.
No,
probably.
no, that's my husband.
Crane has literally showed up here every single meeting. I'm expecting it at this point.
I mean, maybe, but
Well,
Crane
good. 'cause
wouldn't wear
he's-
that suit. I don't
I got to
think.
talk to him about some stuff. He's supposed to be telling the committee some stuff. I actually got to talk to Barry about some stuff for me.
Okay, so, I guess step one, he's expressed interest to join. I am putting forth a sponsoring for his joining of the committee.
You're his sponsor.
Well, I look.
Seconded.
There's another word for it, and I can't remember what it is. Okay, and so that
that's-
works.
Recommendation.
That's what it's called. It's a sponsor.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I was like, well, that works. It
So wait,
means...
this is an AA meeting.
Let's say the sooner
Oh
you
my
can admit it, the
God.
better.
Rufus.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I'm so in favor. I'm standing up.
Jesus. Okay, all in
Yep.
favor of having Crash become the 6th member of the business committee, raise your hand. Unanimous pass.
Woo, welcome.
Oh yeah.
Howdy.
Appreciate it.
All
Okay,
right,
hold
now
on,
we
hold
gotta
on,
initiate it. Yep,
I'm
okay.
gonna
You
get him
can't
into
tell me
this.
about the initiation.
Time.
We'll get you
Oh,
initiated.
you guys can do that. Commence hazing. I'm going to work
Exactly.
on getting an email.
Bring it on.
So is that kind of hazing? Okay. Jesus. Are we blooding him in?
Of course, you got to.
If that's what it takes, then yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, you heard it yourself.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, get the golf club.
Bring it on.
No, we get discounts though, right? At Rising Sun now.
Even the cops don't get discounts. Even EMS doesn't get discounts.
I think you're missing the family part of this room here.
Nah, even my employees don't get discounts.
Now, with the Paradise Auto thing, are you trying to entrap Crash as a form of hazing?
You gotta go tell them they're closing up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have a question. Am I allowed to speak freely here?
of course.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Chris doesn't like me.
Oops.
So
Ooh.
I'm probably the last person who should go over there.
Oh, so you're
All right.
definitely the first one
that's
in the
fair.
door.
So I was there the night that Jackson Crane had the issue with the employees at Paradise. Now, Jackson Crane, you know, big ego, big mouth. He was doing the thing that he always does.
Really?
You know,
What do you think about that, Crane?
I am gonna shut this place down. You watch. I'm gonna.
Oh
shut
my
this place
God.
down. You know that sort of stuff.
He
right?
would never do that.
You pissed him off. See?
So here's the thing. I was there that night. I was getting in on it all and everything. Again, it was everyone just kind of having fun. The next day, I'm at the shop and Chris shows up and immediately starts yelling, berating, cursing at me, just completely up and down. Everybody in the shop is now watching this man screaming his lungs out at me because apparently I'm the reason that his shop was under investigation.
Investigation.
Well, I don't know. He was claiming that apparently his shop was under investigation, and I was the cause. So
Oh.
he straight up does not like me. He has this in his eyes. I'm the reason why his shop, is dealing with what they're dealing with right now.
Even though it was Crane that said
it
that.
was literally not me.
I mean, it's not even just Crane. He has observed it and he brought the issue forward in
I
kind of
think
his
it
own
was
way.
originally. I think it was originally Tag that brought it forward.
No. I mean to Chris or
Oh.
to publicly about it. But it has been observed over the last, month or two. The Paradise has not been open regularly. It hasn't. Fern left. A couple other people left. They really only had one or two regular employees that would open the place all the time. But it hasn't been reliably open. And one thing that especially Paradise needs to remember is that they are viewed as an essential state service. And they have a higher responsibility of keeping that place running. Yes, there's another dealership for motorcycles, but vehicles are a necessary commodity in this, you know, in town. And that is one of the stipulations that has been made known to the owners of Paradise explicitly. And there have been many, 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 many days and nights where it's just been nothing. I know that Bry has been on the clock a lot, and I think one other. But still, that's only 2 people. What if one of them gets sick? Like, the garages, they're up and running. They have, you know, lots of people. They're able to perform the services. They've figured out how to hire and keep employment and have their services open. Yes, there's downtime. Every place is allowed to have downtime. But this has been fairly egregious and a chronic issue observed over a number of months. Now, Crane being Crane is whatever.
It is whatever.
He has let them by with these issues before when he was, you know, mayor and
Sober.
previously. Okay, let's
I know, I'm being a dick.
but yeah. He has let them by with their issues of trouble before because he had faith that they would pull it around. And they have in the past, but they have not recently. And yes, Chris might be running the place by himself, but that's not really an excuse. Crash is a prime example. His co-owners, he had a rough time. He was the only one around for a long time. He managed to keep the place running on his own and get it going with minimal help. Chris should be able to do the same. Especially with a place where I know a lot of people would want employment. It's a high dollar job.
Plus, people in this town just like cars.
It is open right now, just to note that.
Yes.
So I have a thing. So with the I think the situation and why people are not getting hired over there is because there is no what the hell? Sorry. I think the reason
Zito, I
why
think it was.
is because there's no, they only have the owner, right? They have one owner. I'm not sure they have any managers. So unfortunately, the one owner is the one who's doing the whole hiring process. I think what needs to happen is he's going to need to promote someone to management to cover the place when he's not around, capable of hiring. Because the people that are recently hired over there are just friends of his. There's a whole hiring process, interviews, there's an application process and everything.
Mhm.
And
It's
for
a lengthy,
example,
time-consuming process, like
yeah,
months
it
of
was
times.
one. It was put in place by Fern when she was around, and it's still being used. That being said, no one's gotten hired off that. Everybody that's gotten recently hired has been just through word of mouth, through friends. So a prime example is Bo. Beauregard has been trying to get hired over there, and no word. He hasn't received any information from it, from his application. So I think that's the issue. And the other issue too is that because the new hires are all friends of his, they all tend to clock on around the same time. So the shop is closed for the majority of the day. So what needs to happen is there needs to be similar to what there used to be, where there was an owner at a different time of day that could manage the shop. That way you cover different time zones, and then you cover, a hiring process that can kind of envelop the whole day versus just, 4 hours at night and that's it. So
And those might be, like, the hiring process might be an issue, but Chris is also an owner and he can change the hiring process. He has the ability to do that. And if your hiring process is literally hamstringing your business, you need to change it. It's just how it's got to be.
Agreed.
You've got to change it.
Mhm.
Like, and I've heard people tell me about that application process. Apparently, it's dog shit.
It is. I applied a long time ago and I didn't even find out if
The
I
application
was
itself is
denied.
apparently bad. Like, it's
Yeah.
long, involved. It's super convoluted. I know Beauregard made the claim that, you know, they basically had to sign away their firstborn to.
It's like the SATs.
Yeah. So it is a self-inflicted issue. Like it is a self-inflicted issue. Regardless of, you know, who started it, they can change it. He could have just made a new application and just gone with it. Or whatever. They didn't have to keep going with what was set up by someone who's no longer an owner. And I do get the friend thing. Like, I'm not going to harp too much on that point, but yeah. If you're not going to use
Yeah,
your hiring
no.
process, change it. Like,
Yeah, no,
Change
I
it and
only
fix
brought
it.
it up.
Yeah.
I only brought it up because it would explain why he only hires people for a specific time, because that's the time that he's around. So
I mean, that's
the people that
fine.
he hires are also around that time, which is why the shop is only open. It's heavily opened during a small segment of the night.
I will say that's a challenge I'm having as a small business trying to get started. Is trying to hire somebody that's in a different time. The only time I can cross paths is on the weekends, and I just haven't crossed paths with many
Yeah.
that aren't my time.
but you're also not a small business. Or no, sorry.
Or,
You're a small
you
business.
know what I mean.
Paradise is not.
Right. I know there's states. I'm just saying I understand the whole concept about
Yeah.
the time thing. So I mean, it's a thing.
Oh, I know it's a thing. I've dealt with it. And not having management, that is also. It's the whole thing's a self-made issue, and the point of the problem is that they've dug themselves into this hole, and they need to get themselves out of it. They've been in it too long. It's not working, and
I would also like to point out that he said he would be here tonight.
he did. Something may have come up, but it's something that happened.
It's another thing to add to the pattern of behavior.
It is, but also the another thing. Freaking out and mouthing off at the person who can basically strike you into or remove you from ownership is not a good look. Like, I understand being frustrated, but it's not professional. You got to figure it out. And Crane did remove derelict owners before, when they were not, managing the business.
Yeah, the issue here is that there's no backup owner in this situation.
Well, apparently there is, and that's another point that we have to look at. Because apparently, co-ownership was given back to Jordan Rivera.
Without anybody being
With-
told.
Yeah. So we still need to find out if Senate gave specific approval, because if not, it was an illegal transfer of ownership. And
That happened in
will
December, right?
I don't know. I don't know when it happened. I don't know when Jordan got ownership. That's something we need to talk with Chris about. But whenever it happened, it happened. And she is not around right now due to various reasons, whatever, but like it's another issue that they haven't even been struck for yet. So I guess we're kind of also at the time limit, like day limit for making a decision on the strikes towards Chris and his ownership of Paradise. Now, I will say, because it's open,
Take that one off.
they have three. They have three.
Yeah.
I would not clear it completely because the issue is still there. The most I would vote for would be bringing it down to 1 strike, but I would not clear it completely.
Agreed.
But because it has been open and there have been some people hired, I am willing to vote on taking off a couple of those strikes. Normally, it's non-negotiable. Once you have a strike, you cannot get rid of it. All right. Yes? No, hold on. You're wanting to get our attention. What's up?
I mean, so
No, I mean the person in the back.
Oh,
sorry.
Curtis.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
mean, if you don't mind my input, I would like to input something on Paradise.
It's a good open meeting, and make a public comment on it. You're
Well, I
welcome
mean,
to.
it's not supposed to be an open meeting, but yes.
Oh, well, I mean, he's
Oh,
here
I was
on the
invited
topic.
by the
so I'm
mayor.
saying.
He's one of my mayoral cabinets.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Barry, this is also a business committee meeting. And I'm just letting you know that it is supposed to be private on Wednesdays so we can do investigations. That
Okay,
maybe
yeah, I'm sorry,
No,
dude.
no, you're here
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
Nope. Come here.
No, it's fine.
Stand
Yeah,
there.
Curtis.
What is it?
It's
Say
fine.
what you're gonna say.
All right, I will say what I was going to say. Listen,
Okay, thank you.
Chris, is this recorded?
Yes.
Of course.
I record all the meetings.
Where's the camera at? I want to face the camera when I say this.
Oh, it's
Put
down
over
there.
here.
And down
Oh,
here
there.
by me.
Chris, you can't handle an owner position. You don't deserve an owner position. It was given to you when Jordan stepped away. The hiring process for Paradise is the worst thing I've ever seen, and he hires people based on friendships and not how good their application is. Thank you.
Well, that does kind
Well,
of
you
back
know,
up
that-
everything we were talking about. So yes,
Yeah,
that
that,
honestly may have changed my opinion on how many strikes we remove.
that's
Honestly.
fine.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's why I brought him in here, was because of that.
just to be clear, you're a Paradise employee.
Paradise manager.
Holy shit!
Yeah, we just need to have that on
Alright.
record because we are
I'm
recording
a
it.
Paradise manager. I've been there for
You have been, yeah. That's what I mean.
almost
you were
a
one
year.
of the only.
Almost a
Yeah.
year now.
Yeah.
And there's people that
Bought my
have-
first car from you, man.
Yeah, exactly. There's people that's been there a quarter of the time that are close to the position I had just received maybe 2 months ago. So,
Yeah.
like I said, people get hired based off friendships, not based on how good they are at their job or their application. You make suggestions to the owner. They say they'll look at them. They don't look at them. You know what I mean? I had to beg for Kalila to get hired on. Yeah, it's a big shit show. So
yeah. well,
Paradise is ran and owned by a bad owner. And I mean, I can't do anything about it. Ownership should be transferred. So that's all I'd like to say.
No, it makes sense. And you were one of the ones I was talking about when I said they had maybe only 1 or 2 employees that were there reliably. And
Yeah,
working,
you're
like,
reliable and you feel like you are getting shunted despite it.
Amen.
So that's an important factor to key into stuff
it
like
is.
this.
It is.
So, just to be clear, how long do we have to decide this strike issue?
Well, let me just see when.
2 weeks. So we're,
Yeah, I think
That's
it
what
was
I-
2 weeks.
I think this
Yeah.
is the last meeting before the 2-week period. Is
Yeah,
up.
tomorrow's the final day because Crane issued the 3 strikes on the 1st.
Gotcha. Because hearing that, I would love to get corroboration from other employees, but we've got no time at this point.
Well,
Sorry to cut you off, Craig. Looking at because I'm a manager, I can see who's hired on here. Wait, actually. Oh, never mind. That's funny. I just got fired. I'm not a Paradise employee anymore.
Wait, what?
Like, hold
you
on.
just
In the
got
past, how,
fired.
how
Oh
long?
no, not just now. I have no idea. I was hired maybe an hour ago, now fired. So never mind. I couldn't tell you. But I was gonna say when I looked earlier, all the employees that are on the like active employee sheet are all new names. I've not really seen them, so
Gotcha.
all the old employees are gone.
Interesting.
Well,
so what I
sorry,
was going to
go
say
on,
to
Crush.
him, what I was going to say to him about removing the strikes, I genuinely don't think the strikes need to be removed, and I'll tell you why. The strikes were issued when the two individuals that were working there were working there. They haven't hired anyone new other than Mr. Curtis back here, and he's already been fired, which means they still have the same issue. They don't have any more employees to cover the other side, and on top of that, since the strikes have been issued, there's been no collaboration from Mr. Baxter to even show up to the meeting. So I don't think removing the strikes is the solution here. I think keeping the strikes on and letting him know that if he doesn't want to do any improvements, and at least let us know of these improvements, then nothing's going to change on our end either.
And I'm perfectly fine with that. The only reason the removal of strikes is being talked about is because this is the one time, I guess, where if we wanted to, there is the allowance to remove a strike. Normally, once they're done, they're done. Nobody else can remove them. Once a strike is issued, tough cookies. It's set in stone, kind of thing. And if this is the case,
And it's just
with
because
the
it's
other
a state.
information, then I'm fully in favor of keeping all 3 strikes. With potentially a 4th one, depending on what is brought up by the investigating into Jordan's ownership again. So that's
And how many can businesses have? 5?
7, and then you can no longer own a business. Period.
Wait, you can own up to 7 businesses? Is that what
No,
you're
no,
saying?
no,
you
no,
can
no,
have
strikes.
you
7
get 7
strikes.
strikes.
Oh my God. Okay,
Strikes.
sorry. I
Sorry,
misheard
no.
that. I was
No.
holy.
I mean, that would get real interesting since even working at 3 places kind of screws up your paychecks.
Crash was ready to get the empire going.
No. I was gonna say that's insane for any
He'd
one
be like,
person to
that
do.
is horseshit.
No. I tried working at Mirror just to help Danny out, and it was
Yeah, no, it's rough.
it's a lot. So
It's rough. But yeah, no, you can accumulate up to 7 strikes, but once you get that 7th strike, you are pretty much blacklisted from owning a business ever again.
Now
And
that
they're not
doesn't
something
shut
you
the
can get
business.
expunged.
Yeah, and that doesn't shut the business down. I think it would go to anyone who would be like upper management next in line and see if they would want to take it over, go through the process of the paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But it wouldn't be an immediate closure of the business, I don't think.
Not
No.
this one. Now,
no,
if
because
it's
it's a necessary business.
yeah, if it's
Right.
just
That's
a
what I
startup
understand. If it was my
from
business, it
yeah.
would be a different deal because it's
Yeah.
not state deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you would be correct.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just trying to write all of this down.
Yeah, because like Tim was saying, it is like one of those mandatory businesses for the city. And so if it's not being run properly, then it's going to go to the people who will run it correctly.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and I also think that's exactly why it should be under enhanced scrutiny, because I mean that shit just can't slide. It's an essential business.
It very much is.
General question. So, whereas we could strike somebody and remove them from the business, can we then install a new owner of our choosing?
I believe Jackson Crane is already talking to somebody who could be a potential owner.
I think they still
But
have to do a buy.
They still have to do the paperwork and go through the process of becoming the new owner. It's just like anything. You know.
They
Yeah,
did
makes
this with
sense.
D8 before. So someone was talked to about if they would like to become an owner. We could do that. Like we could put in recommendations and then see if they would want to. But at the end of the day, if the person wanted to take up ownership, they would still have to go through an application and monetary buy-in. Normally.
Kind of like what's happening with Fast and Spoke Taxi right now.
Yeah. And there are different things like socks with gladiators. If it was someone internal, we could probably, do the same thing there that we did for gladiators with socks. But there's not really anybody there that I would push for in that sense right now, especially since Curtis got fired. So
now hold on. You said you got. I'm sorry to.
No, go ahead.
You said you got hired just a little while ago, and then could it be just maybe a computer error?
No. He was still on the payroll up to an hour ago, and now he's not.
Oh.
So,
No,
like, they
I've
didn't
been-
even talk
yeah.
to you about it?
No, I just woke up, to be honest.
Hey, I know a
But-
good lawyer, man. Do you know Melvin?
one right across. Listen,
Yeah.
fucking, I didn't get hired though. Recently, dog, I've been hired there since last fucking June of 2023. It took me over 9 months to become a manager at that fucking shithole, man. And I didn't even get offered it. I had to ask for a manager position. So, fuck it. Can we sue him for that, Melvin? Wrongful termination.
It's public record.
I mean, you probably could. That wouldn't be
I'm gonna need to talk to you
our
after
prerogative,
this,
but
man.
that would be separate after. That'd be something separate.
Yeah, let me talk to you after this, man.
All right, so I guess based on the current information that we have, since he hasn't been here, I'll do this in 2 parts. The second one will be conditional on the first one. As a vote for whether to remove any strikes, those in favor of, how do I put this? Those in favor of removing a number of strikes, undefined at this point, I would say raise your hand if you're in favor of trying to remove any strikes.
Let the record show.
Yeah, with the information that we just heard, I
Yeah.
think it's...
And it corroborates with all of the other circumstantial evidence and testimonies just from outside the business. So having Curtis's testimony from working there inside the business corroborates with the others.
Look, Ma, no hands.
All right. Let me just write this down because I want to make sure I don't forget to write it down, because if I leave, I will fucking forget.
Total off subject of the Paradise thing. If a person who owns a small business is convicted of something, does the police come to us with that information, or do the mayor office? How does that go for them to get those strikes?
Isn't that something that should be brought up to the DOJ, and then the DOJ has to bring up to the business committee?
That's what I'm wondering, because do they know to come to the business committee about these strikes, or do they just kind of go on with life knowing they arrested somebody, not worrying about the business side of it?
So how it's kind of been done in the past is that, Seth proactively would go through business
public
owners
record,
and
yeah.
management's records with someone from
Ooh, that's
PD
smart.
or with Jackson Crane, because he has access to all of the MDT data.
Mhm.
So they would actively go through and check and see if anybody had, acquired any felonies or group affiliations or something that would
Got
cause
it.
strikes or anything like that. So historically, no, nobody's really come anywhere, but it was also, how do I put this? The assembly wasn't really the one that dealt with it, and the business committee didn't exist yet, so it was kind of under the mayor's umbrella. This is another one of those things
Mhm.
where it's
We'll see when it
gonna
happens.
yeah, it's gonna have to be ironed out in the works, but
Yeah.
it was previously just
Not it.
proactive searches.
Gotta love being a new branch of government. Woo.
Oh my
Crash, go
God.
rob a store.
Oh
As
my
the new guy, you
God.
got to go rob a store, and we're gonna test this theory.
No, I'm not doing that.
He's like, nah.
That's a joke. That's a joke. I know a guy.
I own a business. I know how this works.
Yeah, my understanding of it all was that it was basically no violent felonies, and I think it was just like misdemeanors are okay and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's specific ones that would straight up be no-nos, and probably have you removed from business, like what was it?
Shooting at a cop, guarantee it.
No, it was more stuff like money laundering and like tax evasion and other stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Wait, shooting cops doesn't?
I don't know.
I know, right?
Look, it probably
That's actually
does.
kind of crazy.
There's one way to find out.
I
That's
mean,
Crash.
as an individual, but not as a business. Like,
Welcome to the club, Crash. We all had to do it. Now it's your turn.
Listen, I've been expunged, so I'm not trying to mess that up again.
I mean, you can do it. You just got to be a good
Good for
enough
you.
lawyer to do it. You know.
Just don't get caught.
I mean,
Allegedly.
they won't actually
Terrible.
be able to. They won't actually be able to prove that you did it anyway, because they never actually just pick up casings or anything.
Yeah, because he's a great lawyer right here. Anyway, I vote we
Where
keep
is it?
Crash.
Okay, so tax evasion.
Appreciate that. Rufus.
Such criminal convictions can include business-related ventures. Okay, egregious criminal convictions can fuck you over for ownership. So tax evasion, money laundering, embezzlement, or even RICO charges. It can also include capital class offenses such as murder, first and second degree, terrorism, terroristic threats, treason, drug trafficking, weapons trafficking, or being an accomplice or accessory to these.
Oh shit! Really? That's fun.
Yes, so there's a number of things. There's a number of things, but besides just being negligent or unfit. Okay, I've got that all written down, and I wrote down for the record that the business committee, we have voted all in favor to let all 3 strikes stand for Paradise Autos. Currently. And they may get a 4th.
boo.
Where are we next?
I think
Fast
we're in
as
the
fuck.
courthouse or the city hall.
City Hall,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
mhm.
I look.
Conference room, second floor. Right wing.
Well, does this count as the second floor or the third floor? Do you count the basement as a floor?
No,
it's
Well,
basically-
basement's a
basement.
subfloor.
Yeah, but it's
It's
still
like a negative one.
another level, right? I've always found that kind of weird. It's like, yeah, like
Well,
it's still technically another floor.
You start counting at ground level, and then you have like then you go into like subfloors and
It's still a
negative.
floor. All right, let's get back off of that. God damn. Okay. It's
Fast
like
as fuck.
it's like office buildings that skim
Fast
floor
as fuck.
13 because it's bad luck.
Yeah.
A basement.
All right.
Alright.
So for what I understood is that Lucas wants to turn it from a nonprofit into an actual business.
Wait, Lucas.
Yeah, for fast as fuck.
Which Lucas? Last name?
Yeah, that's
Do you
what
have
I'm
a
trying to
last
figure out. Yeah.
Lucas
name? Where
Hernandez,
is it?
I think.
He's not the.
No, he we established last time he is not LSD Lucas.
Okay, it's okay. Go. Okay.
Completely different Lucas.
let's see. Okay, so
He's a persistent little fucker.
I mean, we have not had any other proposals previous to this committee either for Fast as Fuck.
Nope.
Uh,
And it had been pretty dead until Lucas started reviving it.
and I know a couple other people have been interested in doing taxi work.
Oh goddamn! It still is on the map. I never knew.
Mhm.
Never. Is it?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was there? Because I obviously I'm not privy to any of the proposal documents yet, but what is if anybody knows what is the pitch towards making it a profitable? Because Fast as Fuck has been a business that was already in the here, and it was a nonprofit because it couldn't get customers. So what is it?
They
Is
didn't-
there a catch this time?
Yeah. Right now, they're still giving out free rides, but once they would be approved as a business, they would start metering the trips and just basically add a zero onto what the meter says as a price, which seems reasonable to me. And then they would have different trip options like food and drink and things like that, which looks like they would be partnering with Rufus for their gold package because they were going to offer a wine with that one.
Oh, that'd be excellent. Yep.
Here we go. We would probably have to talk with Crane about that one. He'd be the most knowledgeable, I think, on that aspect. But are they aware that if they become a for-profit, they will then have to pay business taxes? Because
We would have to ask
currently
them
Fast
that,
as
yeah.
Fuck does not. They are tax exempt based on the fact that it is a nonprofit. That there was no charge for anybody that was, using the service. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure on that process. That's another
Do
gray
any-
area that we are trailblazing and have not figured out yet.
Do any of us have
Yeah.
a contact for this, Lucas, or should we just go
Um,
reach out to Sox?
Didn't he post
Is there one on the forum?
I'm just
Twitter
trying to see if
today?
he has his information on the proposal like he should.
I think he's on Yellow
yes.
Pages.
Yes,
Yeah, he
his
is.
phone number is on the proposal.
Oh, yeah, I overlooked
is.
that. I was
Yes.
looking at his signature.
Oh, you skipped it on the next page. Yeah. I mean, I like the ideas. It'll just be us having to figure out if they can move. I would assume that it would be able to be moved to a for-profit, but we'll have to ask because I have no idea, or at least on the process of that. I mean, I do like the pitch.
Yeah, he's got some great ideas. He seems to know what he wants to do with it. We just have to iron out the details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
they
a
have-
foundational service for the city. So just a matter of ironing out those finer details.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this will be we gotta ask some questions before we can do more with it, I believe. On both sides, like we'll have to ask questions to give answers back to Lucas and then ask Lucas a couple questions, I think.
Yeah, it's probably the order of operations that makes the most sense.
Also, we'll have to find out if there's anyone still listed as owner of Fast as Fuck, because currently it's listed as an inactive business, so there might not be
Yeah.
a roadblock to that.
Last time
Oh, yeah.
I
Good
think
time
I
to
it's
saw
test
that
this.
it was
listed right now
Mateo
as
and-
Mateo.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I was nosing around on Barry's computer one day, and it had Mateo listed.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I
it
mean,
was
but
up
all
there.
it needs is somebody like Crane to be able to say, okay, it's an inactive business, that's derelict of a business, whatever it is, and then next thing you know, we go through that what we were just talking about a while ago, the whole process of
Yeah.
you know.
We will have to
Open record.
For this one, I probably wouldn't waive a buy-in cost, especially where they're looking to change it from a non-profit.
I got someone for you to see.
Because they've only just started coming back into it, whereas Socks with Gladiators was kind of there the whole time doing stuff. I mean, this one looks good, so I think we can just pin it for Monday. I think.
Yeah, that's what I would do. And I think I do agree on the buying cost. It would be one thing if they were doing the inverse, right, going from a for-profit to a
Yeah,
non-profit, but
yeah, going to take it in a different profit direction, and just a lack of time there. All right, so that one's pinned. I will put a thing in there for whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
There, pinning for Monday's meeting.
Pin that motherfucker. All right. It's like one more thing to cover.
All right, Nikki Splits.
yeah, so I can jump in on that. I reached back out to Esme after Monday's meeting and gave her some of our feedback. She's still working the partnership angles. Tag during the meeting on Monday had a great suggestion to reach out to people who already have knickknacks in the city, such as like the Fieldy's nuts and the clappy hands and stuff like that. So I think she's also working that angle in addition to talking to existing businesses. But what she's gone ahead and done is crafted a menu under the hypothetical that any of these pending partnerships don't happen for whatever reason. And I asked her to specifically when it comes to the recipes for the food items, think more novelty, don't think nutritional. And I think she kind of took that feedback to heart, and she went ahead and crafted this menu. If you guys take a look at the original proposal link.
I looked at it earlier today, and I think that it's looking pretty good. It's clear she put a lot of thought into it, and
One thing I will have to see, because was it Mirror that had cherry pie, or is that the Yellow Jack? Because one place already has had cherry pie.
I don't think Mirror ever had cherry pie. Mirror had the
had the pie.
it had the strawberry cheesecake, I believe.
Yeah.
There was one spot that
Yeah.
had a cherry pie. For sure.
Cherry pie.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Maybe my phone could tell me.
Yeah, they had the strawberry, the cheesecake, the tiramisu.
The strawberry cake's now at the Card Cafe.
Fucking
Oh.
bath water.
Isn't it great?
Oh yeah,
I honestly haven't been.
So that reminds me. You bring up the bathwater. That was a good segue. The
gives me flashbacks to my ex-boyfriend. Ugh.
probably a hell of a
That's
guy. So looking at our menu, so the items that she's looking to partner with, like rivals, for instance, are the Magic 8 Ball, the bathwater, and there was one more. The moon ring, I believe. Moon ring, though.
Okay. I did send her an email about my suggestion. and she seemed to like it. So
I hope that becomes a thing.
I do too.
What was yours?
I told her, I was like, maybe it maybe it does nothing but make your vision go hazy, and you just hear like a bow chicka wow wow in your ear or something. You know, like maybe that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't want to throw it up. Like,
Yeah, you know, it's just candy. It's fine.
It's the new Jeffrey.
You know. For your information, Crash, Esme's plan is to have like novelty stuff and anything that could be like a double entendre kind of thing. I suggested that
cream
maybe
pies.
Yeah. cream pies, cherry pies, novelty ice cream and
okay.
stuff. Gamer Girl bathwater and things. But I suggested to her, like edible underwear. You know, like that edible underwear,
the
the
candy
bras
underwear?
and the thongs that are made out of like the strings of hard candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I suggested. I'm like, you know,
And
It
you know what?
would-
It would completely tie into the fashion
it
industry.
would.
That's it's true.
Yeah.
I've
Wow.
never mind.
I like candy.
They're basically made out of strings of.
No, I know what they are.
Rocket
Uh,
candy with holes in
I know
it.
what they are.
Okay.
I've
Yum, yum, yum,
I've never looked at those and been like, that's hot.
No,
I don't know why.
that's not the point. Yeah, it's not the point. It's that
No,
it's
I know,
completely
That's almost
useless.
exactly the point.
No,
You've never wanted to just eat Pez in a very uncomfortable way.
I just can't imagine.
Just
I
imagine.
can't imagine
Try.
being down there and then in
Crunching?
the middle, yeah, the crunching sound and thinking that sounds sexy.
Oh,
yeah, or
yeah.
getting an infection from all the sugar, right? It's
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
wow.
your SO's just like, what's taking so long?
yeah.
sorry, I gotta
and
make it
you're-
through
Wow.
the chain link
And
fence.
you're like, sorry, I'm having a diabetic attack right now.
The new chastity belt.
Sorry, my blood pressure just shot up.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
the blood. Well, look, it's blood pressure somewhere.
I mean, there is an increase of blood flow. So,
Open record. Open record. Open record.
hey, if they don't understand the science of the human body, they need to do some research.
We're analyzing the menu, you know?
Yeah, we are.
Very much so.
But based on the main idea, based on the main idea and the form of it, I think she definitely has a good idea that could thrive, and thrive even more with some of the different partnerships. But as the base of it, I definitely think that she could be successful at it.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential.
Plus, she's already
Oh,
got
yeah.
experience with being co-owner of CDC, and she's already saved up funding and everything else, more than ample funding for one of the Vespucci market fronts where she would start out.
Yeah, and I would just like to say I think she'll be immensely successful because she's not going into this venture with me. So I think that'll be a positive for her.
Yeah, this one's more just her own thing.
Yep.
I mean, don't sell yourself short, Lynn. You're not that unreliable.
Uh,
The way that
Yeah.
you said that.
thank God.
Not
Thank God I'm here
that
voting on something I'm
unreliable.
pitching, huh? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're a stand-up Godwin.
Thank you.
You do a lot of work, and it shows.
I try for all of you.
All right. So, with knowing that she's working on partnerships and everything else to move forward with a number of things, and based on her experience, do we feel we are good to vote on it? Is there any other questions anybody else has or uncertainties, I guess, before voting?
I'm ready.
Going once?
I'm
Going twice?
good for it.
3 times. Okay. Putting it to a
What?
vote. everyone in favor of approving Nikki Split's business proposal, raise your hand. My hand is
Rufus
raised.
has his hand up.
My hand is
My-
raised.
My hand is raised too.
Hand is raised.
As is mine.
It's best to just point it backwards.
Can
Yeah.
you not- yeah.
There we go. Okay.
There you go. Get it up there, loud and proud.
Gobble gobble.
I can't sit
Right.
down anymore.
Unanimously approved.
I guess I'll just stand for the rest of the meeting.
Well, it shouldn't
Okay.
be too long because I think that was the last thing on the agenda, unless anybody
Yep.
else has more stuff.
I have just
Nope.
one quick update.
Oh,
Uh,
whoa, hold on. Put this away then.
This will be quick, I promise.
Okay.
On Monday, I had mentioned that Esme was working on an expansion proposal for CDC to get a stage added.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds like that'll be ready to go by Monday, so we can
Ooh,
do a little
can't wait.
picture show and show and tell.
Picture show.
Sweet. So then we can vote on an expansion.
Yep.
Yay.
Our idea is, having a proper space for
Strip.
we're doing fashion
Fashion
shows. Yeah,
shows.
Fashion
stripping.
show. Fashion show.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, it's not Bahama Mamas. Jeez.
Right. Oh, Crash, to get back to you, I'm still needing to
Velvet, I love it.
I'm still needing to meet with Crane to discuss proper procedure for your problems like with rice and such, to see if there's anything
okay.
else that you guys need to do.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that if
yeah.
he decides to come back and say, "Hey, wrongful termination, blah blah blah," and this and that.
Yeah, no, that's. I think you guys have like a solid case against him anyway, but
Yeah, plenty
we are
of
still moving
evidence.
through it. He's redoing or re-clarifying a bunch of things in the business guidebook as well as different legislation. So I'm kind of trying to wait until he figures that out before like jumping down his throat. But as far as I think,
Crane's a busy bee.
oh my god, yes. Oh,
Yeah, baby. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
fucking city hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my god, are you okay, man?
In City Hall. I fucking love this guy. That's my dad. That's my dad. I'm gonna stand by you. Hey,
You do
can I get a
know,
hit on
you
that?
do remember who our last mayor was, right?
That's a great point.
Fucking hotboxed every goddamn room.
What
in
on
this
earth is
place.
happening on that side of the
Shit.
table?
We're gonna hotbox this. Here, come here.
Can't.
All right. Yeah.
Holy
Oh my
fuck.
gosh.
Okay.
Hey, crash, crash.
The only other thing
do I
we
look
need
high?
to look
Always.
for is that God, the only other thing we need to look for is that some businesses still have not paid their licensing fees for
Not
this
attacked.
month. So we'll have to like follow up with them. Although it is to be noted that it is not generally our responsibility or anyone's to follow up or chase after a business owner. It is their responsibility to come to us or the mayor's office to pay their business licensing fees. We can be nice and go, nudge them about it. Be like, hey, you gotta pay these. Because failure to pay is also grounds for a strike, and I'd rather not have businesses.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who didn't pay the taxes yet?
Let me look.
Uh-oh.
It's only halfway through the month.
Are we
it's
about to
fine.
foreclose on somebody?
Oh,
Fuck
fuck.
yeah.
Crash gets to break the news.
Yep.
Does LSPD have to pay taxes or no?
No,
They are a
they're
government
government.
organization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
government.
service.
Damn
They're not.
it. I
Yeah.
really want to shut them down.
Oh, goddamn. What happened? Is
Speak
everything
of the
okay?
devil.
Hey, Sprout.
Hello, I want to show you guys something.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
okay.
I told
Um,
him not to.
Oh, goddamn.
That's probably the
Alright.
best thing you
love
could have
it.
shown us, honestly.
I love it.
Okay, so a couple of them are kind of up in the air as whether they need to or not. Butcher's jerk chicken, he's never had to before. It would only, so I think this one's not applicable at the moment.
Food
It'll only
vendor.
be if different changes go through. We do have to figure out if Costello is still going to open.
Yeah, I'm
I
wondering
actually
about
have
that.
an update on that. So, Esme and I have been working on the prints for the the bags for Costello's,
Yeah.
Okay.
and what we were told, because we were trying to get them to Violet, but we were told that Violet is looking for a new owner to take over the business.
It hasn't even opened
Oh.
yet.
Yep.
But it's all there, so this could be another one of those things where we get to see what the process is. See, we're gonna be a groundbreaking crew here, people. We're gonna make history for now.
Yeah, I've been
I mean,
doing
a
a
lot of this is
rabbit hunt
trailblazing.
trying to track her down for the last week or so.
So
these bags are ready
Violet
to
was,
go.
okay.
Breaking
Yeah,
ground in the
okay.
city.
So
Shit, let me get one of those bags, man.
I don't have
Got it,
them on
hold
me.
on, man. Hold on.
Another one
Trying
we
to
have
think.
to track down
Somebody.
is Junk Energy, not Media because they're just starting and it's whatever.
You
but
mean
Junk
Kobe?
Energy. Yeah,
or- okay.
Kobe and Elsa.
Kobe and Elsa.
I'd like to get my stuff charged as well. So if y'all see them, let me know.
Yeah. We will have to mention to Socks about Gladiators, because she is now ownership. It now falls to her.
Mhm.
For
Nice.
the business license. Yes, we voted to move her up to ownership of Gladiators. So she now has ownership of that instead of being just stuck as a manager.
Did the old owner get ousted?
Yes, neither Tony nor Chuck
Derelict.
are around anymore. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Tony was on his way out long before the last assembly. They just didn't really action on it. And it was discussed in the last assembly about giving Chuck one last chance to pull the thing together or finding new ownership. But with the dissolving of the previous assembly and a bunch of people quitting, it was kind of left in hiatus until now. So
It's a whole bag of cats.
yes. I think potentially Luna legal consultations, but I'm not sure. I wrote it down in my new business registry as a
I
business.
thought that. Wait, Luna Morgan?
Yeah.
I
Morgan Luna.
thought that she withdrew it.
She did, but then she resubmitted it after.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah, she
okay. Maybe
resubmitted
I'm
it
looking at the old one.
after the court case. And I wrote it down. This one I'm not being too stickler on at the moment till we figure it out. But it's kind of been a back burner issue. It hasn't been that big of a deal. And then I need to hit up Henry because Henry needs to pay for Weasel.
Oh, we got to foreclose on him. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, no, totally.
Not it.
Absolutely. I'll do it.
We gotta
I'll
beat him
do
up
it.
with a boom mic or something.
Tracking Henry down? Jeez, that's gonna be a.
I should have remembered
chore.
yesterday, but I forgot.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, we should strike him.
What?
Remove it 2 weeks later.
Nobody's fucking safe.
Oh my gosh, that'd be terrifying.
I mean, it might help to
Can we
have
give him
people not
6
assume that
strikes?
we're like, pot.
Yeah. We're not unbiased. We're unbiased. Fuck it. We all work there. We'll
Yeah,
strike him.
I want to give him 6 strikes.
I want to miss
Hey.
that meeting.
Yeah, next Weasel meeting. What the heck, guys?
I'll be the one to do it.
I'll take the fall. I'm not working for Weasel right now.
He's got that goddamn song stuck in my head.
Who can it be now?
All right. I got to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I'm surprised you didn't cut and run on us earlier.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Okay,
Bye, Melvin.
bye.
Bye, Melvin.
All right, this normally we're done a lot faster. This one
Dutch?
did run a bit late because of having to discuss Paradise at length. And again, thank you for your input, Curtis.
Yep. Anytime.
Go away.